In this video, we'll be looking at awards and honors. So we'll be looking at the few important awards that people have received over the past 1 year. So before we get started, a quick overview about the Learning Roots TISS mocks package. So we have 10 mocks which are available for 499 rupees. So in case you wish, you can purchase the mocks using the link that is given below in the description. Alright, so let's go to the first of the awards, which is the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award. So there are two people who won the Khel Ratna Award this year. So one of them is Devendra Jajaria, who won it for javelin in Paralympics, and the other person is Sardar Singh. Right? So Sardar Singh and Devendra Jajaria. So Sardar Singh was in fact the captain of the Indian hockey team not so long back. And of course, the first recipient of the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Awards was Vishwanathan Anand way back in 91-92. Coming to Dronacharya Awards, which, as the name would suggest, is for coaches, right? So again, you don't need to know, or you don't need to sort of memorize the names. All probably what you would need to understand is the sport that the person is associated with. So, for example, R. Gandhi is associated with athletics. Similarly, Raphael with hockey, right? So just remember the association, and I think that should be fine. Okay, coming to Arjuna Awards, again a lot of names here. So again, no need to memorize all the names as such. Again, just remember the sport that the person is associated with. For example, a question would be, A. Amalraj is associated with which sport? So then the correct answer would be table tennis. Right? So ensure that you know the names and the corresponding sport that the person plays. Right? So again, I'll not go through each one of these. Please pause the video at this point in time and then take a quick look at each one of them. Right? Coming to the last one in sports, which is the Dhyan Chand Award for Lifetime Achievement in Sports. Again, not so important award, just three names to remember. So, Bhupender Singh for athletics, Syed Shahid Hakim for football, and Sumrai Tete for hockey. Right? Coming to the Sahitya Academy Awards for literature. Again, these were announced only a few days back, so I'm not sure whether you will see them in TISS or in CMAT or in XAT. But you may end up seeing them in CMAT or in other exams after January. So probably not so important for TISS anyway. But let's look at the names. So these are the four people who won it for the novels. Again, something that you would need to know is the person and the language that the person deals in. So for example, Mamang Dai, he writes in English, right? So similarly, you need to know the other names and the language that the person is associated with. Yeah, again, pause the video at this point in time, take a quick look at the names and the language that the person deals with. The more important one is the 2017 Nobel Prize. High probability of questions coming from this. So you need to know the names for sure, and then probably the work or the contribution that they have done in their particular field. For example, for physics, there were three people who won the Nobel Prize. So Rainer Weiss, Barry Barish, and Kip Thorne. This name would probably be a lot more famous to people because of Kip Thorne's work in Interstellar, right? So he was associated with that movie, and these are the three people who won it for their contribution to the LIGO detector and the observation of gravitational waves. For chemistry, again, these are the three people who won it. So Jacques Dubochet, Joachim Frank, and Richard Henderson. So they developed the cryo-electron microscopy for the high-resolution structure of the biomolecule, right? Coming to medicine or physiology, again, three people winning it. So Hall, Rosbach, and Young. So they discovered molecular mechanisms to control the circadian rhythm. So this is nothing but the body clock, right? So the circadian rhythm is more commonly known as the body clock. Coming to literature, so the Japanese writer Kazuo Ishiguro won the Nobel Prize this year for his particular novel. So there are three novels that you may need to know of Ishiguro. So the first one is The Buried Giant. The second is Never Let Me Go. And the third one is The Remains of the Day. For peace, it was the ICAN, or the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons, who won the Peace Prize. So they made groundbreaking efforts to achieve a treaty based on prohibition of nuclear weapons, right? And for economics, it was Richard Thaler for his contribution to behavioral economics. So again, a few novels that you need to know, or a few works of Richard Thaler that you need to know. So one is Misbehaving, which was written by Richard Thaler. Second is Nudge. And the third one is The Winner's Curse. Right, so this is a little more important. So please go through the slide one more time. Ensure that you know the work associated with each person in the names that are given here. Right. Coming to the Oscars or the Academy Awards. So again, a few things that you need to know. So the best picture was Moonlight. So if you noticed if you saw the Oscars or if you read the news that came later on, so La La Land was actually incorrectly announced as the best picture, but then it was corrected on stage, and then Moonlight was given the best picture award, right? So best director went to Damien Chazelle for La La Land. In fact, La La Land won the most number of Oscars in 2017. It received the most number of nominations and it won the most number of Oscars as well. Best actor in a leading role was, of course, Casey Affleck for Manchester by the Sea. Actress in a leading role was Emma Stone for La La Land. Again, the other one's probably not so important. The animated feature film was Zootopia. The foreign language film was The Salesman from Iran. Right, so few of the names, probably not, you don't need to know all the names, so you don't need to know cinematography and screenplay and so on, but at least the ones that are given here, I think you should know. Coming to the National Film Awards, the counterpart of the Oscars in India. So the best actor went to Akshay Kumar for his role in the movie Rastam. Best actress went to Surabhi Lakshmi for the Malayalam movie Mina Miningu. Best director was Rajesh Mapuskar for Ventilator. Best feature film was Kasav, again a Marathi movie. Best film on social issues was Pink. Supporting actor was Manoj Joshi for Dashakriya. And supporting actress was Zaira Wasim for Dangal. Right? Coming to the Padma Awards. So 3 categories: Padma Vibhushan, Padmabhushan and Padma Shri. So I'll only be covering Padma Vibhushan and Padma Bhushan. Padma Shri, please look at the names on your own because there are a lot of names there on that list. Again, you don't need to by heart all the names as such. Just remember the name of the person and the field that that person is associated with. Right? So coming to Padma Vibhushan, 4 people for public affairs, so 4 politicians. And then we have KJ Yesudas, who is a singer. Jaggi Vasudev, I'm sure a lot of people know about him, for spiritualism. And Udupi Ramachandra Rao for science and engineering. Again, 7 more people for Padma Bhushan. So Vishwa Mohan Bhatt for his contribution to music. Devi Prasad Dwivedi for literature and education. Tehmchand Udwadia for medicine. Ratna Sundar Maharaj for spiritualism. Swami Saraswati for yoga. Princess Sirin Horn for literature and education. And Cho Ramaswamy, the Tamil writer, for literature and education, again in journalism. Coming to the Grammy Awards, again I only put up the 3 most important awards. So all of them, in fact, all of the awards were won by Adele this year. The other awards are a little more specific, so best R&B album and so on. So in case you wish, you can go through the other names later on, but the important ones are these 3. So Adele made a clean sweep of the awards this year. Coming to the Laureus Awards, which is again labeled as the Oscar of Sports. So the Sportsman of the Year was Usain Bolt. Athletics Sportsman of the Year was Simone Biles. And coming to a few more awards which probably don't fall under any category. So Man Booker Prize again is for literature. So Man Booker Prize was won by George Saunders for Lincoln in the Bardo. And there are 2 prizes now. So the Man Booker Prize is only for Commonwealth nations. So this is for Commonwealth nations as it was since its inception. And this is the newly instated prize, which is for any author, right? So it's not necessarily in Commonwealth nations alone. It could be anyone outside as well. So this was won by David Gross for his novel, A Horse Walks into a Bar. The Time Person of the Year was a Silence Breaker, again pretty important, especially for TISS. So for the Me Too movement. Miss Universe, Demi Nell Peters from South Africa. I'm sure everyone knows Miss World, so I'll not go there. Jnanpith Award was for Krishna Sopti for his works in Hindi. Hridaynath Mangeshkar Award was for Javed Akhtar. India's entry to Oscars 2018 is Newton. Last year it was Visarane, but this year it is Newton. Right? And the last one, Saraswati Samman, is for Mahabaleshwar, or was won by Mahabaleshwar Sel, who writes in Marathi and Konkani. Okay. So that's it regarding this topic. I'm pretty sure I covered everything under the, at least the important things under this topic. In case there's something that I missed out, do comment below and let me know. In case you liked the video, do subscribe to our channel. We'll be coming out with much more videos similar to this. And in case you have any queries, feel free to get back to any of us at any point in time.